fraudulent documents. This can ban you for life. I don't advise that. Avoid it by all means. So now this is the part two, and this part two I'll be talking about today on what could cause you to have a visa rejection when you're applying for an Australian visa, probably even visa in so many other countries. Number one is submitting incomplete documentation. Number two is submitting fraudulent documentations. Number three is submitting documents that are not well explained. Now, let me tell you the truth. These are human beings that check all those things. And before you submit, there's an instruction, a standing order that says make sure you submit complete document before you click the submit button. So they can use that particular statement to judge you. And believe me, there are different human beings. There's different visa officers. People can choose to wake up now and you're telling them to submit this, submit that, and they saw you and you don't submit in complete one. The person might come to work and with a different mode, and he's the person checking your document. She's the person checking your document, and when they check your document, they may not be that happy enough to give you that grace to send you an email and say, can you send this document? You don't have it. No, because the law, the statement in the policy says submit all document before confirming. Are you seeing it now? So some people, they don't even give the opportunity, they will just reject you. So that's why sometimes when you submit your visa, and sometimes like you're praying for a visa to come out, pray that God will change the heart of men. The Bible says something I love so much. It says that God have the heart of kings in his heart, and he turns it like wherever he chooses. So pray that God turns the heart of anybody that is in charge of your visa, in charge of your case, your visa, your family's visa, that God will touch their heart to be very, very merciful when looking at a visa, because sometimes you can't get it all wrong. Most times, like I apply for my parents' visa when they want to come to Australia, so for instance, and most times when I apply, sometimes I forget some things, and I'm lucky enough that those visa I do, that they reach out to me and tell me, oh, you need to do this, and like I have been favored, and I know it's God's grace. You know what I'm saying, right? So you don't want to be in that trap. I've seen people. I have a friend of mine who submitted visa for the partner in this country. He's been trying to bring his partner over, and then he's trying to do that for a long time, and then next thing he applied for the visa, and every time he's being rejected. He didn't know the reason why until one day he now checked out, and guess what? He was not putting the statement of purpose. All right, he didn't know that was part of it until he checked properly. So some little bit of oversight can cause you a lot of damage, and you don't want to be that. So you have to be very will I use the word detailed, meticulous when you're submitting your visa. Take your time. I repeat, take your time. Make sure, go through the requirements, make sure that all the documents are well represented. And then second thing that can cause a visa rejection is that when you don't represent your documents very well. Now, there's some documents that don't look good at all, and you have to scan it. Some people use their phones to scan. I'm not against that, but when you want to scan all those things, make sure they're well scanned. Now, there's some documents that require you to be able to put it in one document. Maybe you're talking about your family or your marriage, so you don't have to scatter the document here and there. You have to make it a one PDF file and say, this is my marriage. And that's why you have to be skillful. If you don't know how to do that, you can go to Google and say, merge PDF files. Online, you can do that. You can go to, or you can ask people. You understand? So instead of scattering everything anywhere, arrange it properly such that there's a level of organization where you put your documents into. You see, this is not telling you now. This thing is something that nobody will tell you, and this is something that I can tell you that I all the visas I have in this country, apart from my first visa, I applied for most of my people coming in here and all of that. Now, for visitor visa and all of that. Yeah. So I'm not a visa agent, please. I'm just telling you some important truth, and I don't apply visa for anybody, please. I don't do that. I just educate people on it. So, but what I'm trying to say in essence is that make sure that at the end of the day, that you represent your documentation with arrange it well. I don't want to use the word package, because package involves so many things. People can put a lot of things into packaging, so I don't want to put it there. So arrange it properly. When you arrange it properly, then you can now be able to apply for your visa. Do you understand what I'm saying? So another thing that can cause a visa rejection is if you don't meet the criteria, obviously. Do you understand? Then another thing is fraudulent documents. This can ban you for life. I don't advise that. Avoid it by all means. Avoid it by all means. Do you understand? So it's better you have the delay of submitting a visa than submitting a fraudulent document. Avoid it by all means. Then another one I would say is simple. One of the things that can cause visa rejection is not being honest with when you're applying. If you have a visa rejection in a country before now or somewhere or something, make sure that when you're submitting your visa now, this is Australian migration, but it can apply for other visa types because what I'm saying is generic here. So make sure that when you're applying for your visa, that you tell you submit the rejection and write just a brief statement why you are rejected in your favor. Now, in your favor. So you say maybe you wanted to go to the US and you were rejected. So you, instead of you writing I was rejected because of blah blah, you write I was rejected, you say something positive to yourself so that it will be on a good note to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, but if you have a rejection that has to do with banning, you don't have to put it, you don't have to even try it because, of course, they will definitely, Canada, Australia, United States, UK, they are all interrelated. They will find out the system have a centralized data system, a centralized meta system. So they will find out. So there's no need of you even bothering yourself. Or let's probably try European countries, which I guess probably you might even be sorted out. Depends. So that's more reason why you should avoid anything that will ban you from any country. So if you have a rejection, it's possible probably you didn't meet some certain criteria. Some countries will still accept that, but always bring it up that you were rejected in so country and all of that. And also, don't fail to also be honest when it comes to maybe if you're single, if you're married, and all of that, because some people have done that mistake in the past. All right. So make sure that you are honest to a fault, and also make sure that also you speak well of yourself and be optimistic and speak in terms of advantage to yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, these are the things that I know that can cause you a visa rejection. Tiny things. These ones are very tiny. All right. I'll see you the next time. All right. Take care of yourself, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and let me know what you would want to know about Australia next time we speak. Take care of yourself.